Americans deserve truth, not divide inciting hype. The naturally directed back-to-back 7.2 earthquakes in Venezuela. Welcome to War Crimes. I'm your host, Nicolas Rage. Isn't it odd out of nowhere the Venezuelan capital is hit with not one but two back-to-back 7.2 earthquakes? Fact is, Venezuela is seismically active year-round. But what about that interval of 7.2, followed by a 7.5 earthquake 39 seconds later? Odd, because the great ally always strikes, waits for a response, and then strikes the good Samaritans, first responders, and survivors in the second attack. The pair of Venezuelan earthquakes were labeled a doublet. Tell us, America, have you ever heard of a doublet before? And where the heck is Maduro? A judge ordered America to release him months ago. Get the fuck outta here. As war crimes continue around the globe, we thought you should be aware of the facts. You can trust. Turns out Venezuela was the #1 supplier of Cuban oil. That's right. Cuba got almost all their oil from Venezuela. And before the Trump regime invaded and kidnapped the president, who was a bus driver before his ascension to the highest office of Venezuela's democracy. The Venezuelan oil was valued at $17 billion. The blockade of Cuba by the Trump regime, and then the invasion. And wouldn't you know, with the destabilization of the country, that same oil reserve was sold to a great ally at auction for the underbid price of $5.6 billion. What a deal. Right. And that's where we are left. The Cuban blockade people dying from lack of electricity at hospitals and clinics, lack of refrigeration and cooling in homes. And get this, here's where the facts start to come into play. Diaper Don Jr. just happened to get the Pentagon to finance the Vulcan Elements, a rare earth mining company, formed in late 2025. Well, so what does that have to do with it? Great fucking question. Cuba is sitting on the third largest cobalt reserve in the world. So gain a stake in the Vulcan mining, then blockade Cuba, whose oil came from Venezuela, and bang. Another cheap low-price deal on a commodity that all data centers need, cobalt. See the last episode for more details on that and the fact that none of these paisans, influencer, independent hate news outlets like Midas Touch or Jack Coccirella or Adam Mockler are even talking about this is fucking disappointing because they are state-controlled media. They had dinner at the white privilege house right before all their channels suddenly exploded in popularity. They are paid to keep you focused on hating lame duck, white privilege Trump. What American can get away with all this? With the help of the Supreme Court, and at the same time be a 34-time felon. Venezuela is the sacrificial lamb, South America's Palestine. The naturally directed 7.5 earthquake. With over 200 dead and 2,000 injured, pray for them. Pray for the thousands still missing or buried under rubble. Did you know Section 224 and Section 622 of the NDAA bill that will be passed for the 2027 fiscal year equals 666, a number the great ally values? Just those two sections of the bill will grant unmitigated license to America's military secrets, advanced technology, military biometric, bioweapons, and direct energy weapons. That's why these fake independent hate news and influencers keep you focused on Trump. So you don't realize the tangled web they weave, as in Trump's weave, and Trump literally calls it that. While Venezuela is getting smacked around like a piñata, I'm Nicolas Rage with War Crimes. Wake the fuck up, America.